Hi, everyone. It's Marla Beth, Angelic Realms Productions here. And I just want to say thank you for all the questions and comments and reaching out to me from doing the Christian 21 video. It was an honor. I am so appreciative of Linda and Blue Water to host me. I am just vibrating so high right now, and from all of because of you guys. So this is how it works. We feed off of each other's energy, and this is how the collective consciousness works, as we are all one. So if you're in pain, I'm in pain. So this is part of why I'm doing this video, is about quantum healing hypnosis therapy, because it's about going into past lives and healing those the pain that we bring into our life right now. And so I had there's a few things I'd like to discuss before I go into my QHHT therapy that I had with Sarah Beskman Cosme. And you might have seen her on Gaia TV, and she goes and speaks at a lot of different conferences. I suggest looking into her. She's phenomenal, and she has 3 books. She has a 4th one coming out. The last one was about and she talks in her book. She's telling the story of the person she is hypnotizing and their stories. So my story when she hypnotized me is this video. But I wanted to talk to you. There's a speaker who does his Carol Lee, and he does channeling. And his name on YouTube is Kryon, Kryon. And there's one video, a specific video that I'd like you guys to watch. I'll leave it in the description below. It is, he talks about our DNA and junk DNA, and how scientists always call, we're 2 strands of DNA and the rest is junk. We don't know what's in it. We're still trying to advance it and learn about our DNA. Well, in this Kryon video that I've watched and I've shared, and I went through, I was looking for a different video, but I came across this one. And almost every morning I ask the universe to show me what I need to see, show me what I need to feel, and show me what I need to hear. So this is what was shown to me so I can share with you. And it was about our junk DNA in this video, and about our codes, and about how our chromosomes. So, our DNA is our lineage. It's the lineage of the stars. I know this is very hard to understand, but the Native Americans even talk about it, and that's in one of Sarah's books, is Native Americans have passed on to generations about the stars, and where we come from are from the stars. And so in our DNA, it has I'm looking at my notes here because I don't want to mess up on the verbiage. So our DNA is an instruction manual. They figured it out. Okay. And so in that instruction manual are our 24 chromosomes, and it's coded, and we are from the stars. And so when we ascend, that is what kicks in, and we learn about who we are in our chromosomes, because in this world where we live, in this dome that is we are covered in a blue screen that's going to disappear. Okay. And we all know that time is speeding up. You cannot deny that time is so fast right now, and it's going to get faster and faster and faster until it disappears. I feel. Is there time? Time, I believe, was created for us to stay enslaved in a constant schedule. So we're constantly going. I have to go to A, B, and C. It's in my schedule. If we didn't have time, we just go and do what we need to do, what we want to do at our own leisure. Gosh, can you imagine not having a schedule? It's freeing. Anyway, so I'll leave the link below. You must watch about this video. It's really, really great. So my notes before I go into my quantum healing hypnosis, he talks about the Akash, because the Akash, it's your feelings are in these codes, and the codes is the Akash. Okay. So, and with the DNA conscious shift that we are going through, it's the old template of who we are, and we're shifting into an entirely new template. Okay. And that is our consciousness is in this shift. Your consciousness is growing. And this is where we get these activations. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, activations. Every time we learn more, we are activated. It's activating us. And it raises your vibration. That's going to help you with the shift. In the Akash, with our memory, in our cells, all our cells hold memory, genetic memory. And this is when you go through quantum healing hypnosis, you bring out your genetic memory. And it's to heal any past pains. We're healing past life pains, past life generational pain that you bring in. Like my family through the depression, they hold that genetic memory, and it's passed on to generation after generation that comes out in our behaviors and how we act and how we are raised from our parents. They hold on to that too without them knowing. So since we are waking up, we are knowing of this to heal, because I didn't know I was supposed to heal past generational pain. Did you? So that's why one reason why I wanted to do quantum healing hypnosis. Of course, my ego got in the way. Did I have any healing? No, I've worked on it in therapy. I mean, it's a part of it, but it's a very different part of it. Okay, so I need to also bring up about our light bodies, because I received a question from a lovely woman, and I'm going to talk about that real quick. So Caroline or Carolyn, I'm sorry if I did not pronounce your name right. She was asking me questions. She didn't understand. Let me pull it up here. I don't believe she understood. No, I lost it, of course. Hold on a second, you guys. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, she could not get her head around the concept of time not existing and how everything happening at once, and also about our light bodies. And it goes back to that everything has energy. Everything. This has energy. My lip gloss has energy. Everything has energy. It's almost like everything has their own little universe. Okay. And so energy and vessels are different. To me, they're different. They're separate entities. So like when we pass, like I knew when my parents passed that they had, their soul is energy and they would ascend. And that's, to me, is what, once they learn about all the pain that you go through when you pass from the near-death experiences that I've watched on video, from Dolores Cannon, from Kryon, all these videos that I have learned is that you go through, when you pass, you go through what you have done to other people. You go through and feel their pain, the pain that you have ever caused anybody else in your lifespan. You get a review of that. Now, I don't know how it would feel. I know that I've forgiven. I mean, nobody's perfect. I've caused pain with people, and I have tried through my life lessons to forgive myself, and I say sorry and put it out into the energy in the universe. I'm sorry I've hurt anybody, and that's part of the breakdown of ego. This gets me teary-eyed. Sorry. is that I have hurt people. And I know you guys have too. I've never hurt anybody like physically killed anyone. Thank God. Thank God. See, I use that God thing. It's so easy to do, to put yourself in a box and say God. But thank the universe, I haven't. And maybe in a past life I did, you guys. So you go through this review. So, that's what happens. And I truly believe that's what happens. You do get a review of what you have done, and feel that pain. You have to have a clean slate almost when you start this ascension. And once we are breaking through the blue screen and we ascend, we're gonna see it. We're gonna feel it. I'm sure we will. But this review, I know, it's an experience you go through when you die. I'm not really sure if you will experience this review when you ascend. It makes sense to me that it would happen. So in your Akash, it holds everything you've done. It's like, it's your Akashic records. It's the library, okay, of everything. And that's here on Earth. And Earth is very special. We hold the answers to so many things. This is like elementals that come in, like Bigfoot. They're collecting information of things in and they want to be left alone. They're not causing a problem. They're really into being alone and collecting information and bringing it back to their dimension, because these exist. Fairies, they're in the elemental realm. And I'm not sure if Christian tapped into this, but he might have. So I think he did. Yes. In fact, I did talk about it. Little green men, all those things. Yeah, they're all real. Okay, so things are not linear. This is everyone. A lot of people that are asleep think things are very linear. This is like a diamond. It's all faceted. Okay, there's so many angles and it's fluid and it's all connected. We are all one, and infused with energy and light. And that is our light source, our light code within our soul. So hopefully, I know I kind of went off on other things, but it's so difficult to not talk about one aspect when they're all connected. So it's hard to not talk about certain aspects and veer off with one question. Okay, so and the next question was about existence of time. So in this last video that Linda and Blue Water posted of Christian, all these little snippets, he talks about the poles and the domes and how they're going to just open up. And what I visualize that happening, it's like a ceiling fan. When a ceiling fan is still, you see it. As it speeds up, you don't see the actual blades. It's going so fast and vibrating so fast. It creates this energy force, okay? The wind. And when the dome is open, okay, then you're ascending, and time starts to speed up. And that's why time is so fast right now, is because we're getting closer and closer of ascension. And then it is just gone. I think that's how I visualized the conception of time. Time is here because we are at a low vibration. That's it. That's why time is here, because they created such a low vibrational planet. And as ascending, we go so fast. Okay. And that when we ascend, our genetics are instant changed. Okay. And that's how, when we know our species, when we have that one-on-one, because our DNA is activated. All right. Hopefully that helped. Okay, so I wanted to also talk more about the system of Akash. It's energy driven and not time driven. Okay, it's and remember, we're in an old template. We are living in an old template, and it's already in the process of a new template created. And the Akash system was built to help the benevolent to pull away from fears and to move forward with self-worth and fear, and to move past the past. It's in your DNA, and we use consciousness to tap into this. Okay, the template is happened over and over. It's helped with life base on energy, and again, we're getting rid of this old template, you guys, and new souls on planets have new templates. That's like when a template is like a vessel. Okay, new vessel, our new DNA, our new species. It's a whole new template. I have heard that babies that are being born are already in a new template. They're not, and there's no more recycling. Not sure if that's correct. I mean, how do we know this? I mean, Christian, he has extraterrestrials around him all the time. These are these questions that I want to ask him, is about the children that are being born right now. Are they reincarnated? Are they the pure star seeds, the children that are rainbow children? I know they don't like to be stereotyped, but we have the rainbow children, the crystal children, the indigo children. And if you don't know about these kinds of children, I suggest looking them up. They're highly gifted children. Okay. And these kids, like in the educational system, when kids are special and they go through testing, let me tell you, they're just not to tell the parents, your child's really gifted. These schools are government owned and operated. This information goes to somebody else. Okay. And this is where I'm connecting or contacting children that are special, and they want to mind control our children, especially the special ones. You know, I don't know so much about the programs with the 3-letter agencies, but I can tell you they want those children that are very special, because they are using probably a genetics. Their genetics are different, and they are activated, and they can see and do things more than people that are not activated. And I'm sure they want to suppress them or control them and use them for their own purpose, just like the reptilians taking our, everything is to serve them. Okay. It's not to help humanity. And these children are givers. And remember, reptilians are takers. Okay. I'm just going off my notes. Okay. It's just, there's so much information. There was one question about our energy and how long we live. That was such a great question. I can't remember who it was that asked it. But someone wanted to know how long we live when we ascend. And from what I've learned is that we don't die unless we're wanting to. Our energy lives on. It's like, when we hundreds and thousands of years, and since there's no time, like our entire life is probably like 3 minutes, you guys. And Christian did say this in this last video, one of these videos, that you guys, it's going to go so fast. You're like, oh my gosh, my whole life was only 5 minutes. But remember, time doesn't exist up there. So it is a flash. Life is a flash. And we feel it. We're feeling it here in living time. Okay, so let me go on now with I'm sure you guys want to know about my quantum healing hypnosis therapy, but I wanted to go back. Before I did this. When I first woke up, I met somebody on an app, the CEE5. It's Dr. Stephen Greer has an app, and it's to make contact. Because right now, extraterrestrials, it's our time to contact them if you want to. And he has a whole program. You know, I don't know how, if he is good or bad or whatever. He seems really, really good because he has gone before Congress and talked to them about this before, about extraterrestrials and how they're hiding so much. But anyways, I met this guy on an app, and he came and did hypnosis on myself and my husband at the time. And that wasn't quantum healing hypnosis. That was just regular hypnosis. And what I experienced was, when he took me back into a hypnotic state, I saw myself as about a 11 to 14-year-old boy standing in Egypt, and behind me were pyramids. So I felt at that past life, I saw myself as a boy in Egypt. And then he moved me forward. And I believe that was maybe another past life. And I sailed a ship. I was in charge of a ship, and I was a womanator. And many people on my ship got sick. I'm assuming probably a scurvy or a bacterial something or rather. And that was one vision I had. And then he moved me forward, and now I'm on a mountain top with a woman, and I'm still a man. And she had very long hair, kind of like a Mother Earth kind of woman. And she wanted me to go with her, and I just couldn't because I just wasn't ready. So that was my hypnosis experience. He came again and hypnotized me, and it didn't work. I just saw myself at a birthday party. It was just really kind of, I didn't go very deep into it. Now my ex-husband, he did. I'm not going to share his experience, but this is a man who's mostly asleep, and he did see himself and a different family. So anyways, getting back to my QHHT, quantum. Okay, everything's quantum in this world. With my this is going to be long now, so grab yourself some water. And I have notes. I had to take notes, you guys, because this is 4 hours of being hypnotized. Let me pull it up here. It was emotional. I have it recorded. I'm not sure if I'll ever show the recording because it was very, very emotional. So with Sarah, she got to know me a little bit, asked me a lot of questions. And then I went into this hypnotic state. It took me a little bit to get there. I'm laying on my couch with this therapy, and I couldn't see anything, but I finally did. And I saw kind of like a tornado of dust just swirling and swirling and swirling around. And it really just took me a while to start this therapy. And the swirling landed me. Finally, I got somewhere, and I'm on a playground. I'm a child on a playground playing. I'm probably like, it felt like the 1950s. And I'm on like an old school playground, and there's a man watching me off to the side. And everything felt very flat. Everything felt very like I'm looking through a lens that's like this. very, very horizontal, and a small, a very narrow perspective. How's that? And this man, after some time, this man triggers and said, "It's time to go." And we get into his car, and I'm in the back, and I can see my legs, and I'm wearing knee socks and shoes, and I'm a young girl, and I feel like I look like the child I was, just in real life. And then I look across, I'm looking across the street, and I see a woman with her arms like this, and I felt and knew that was my mom. And at the moment, it felt like she sold me out, like a trafficking scenario. But then I had time to think about it, and it turned out that what I thought this woman who was my mother was my earth mother taking care of me. Now, remember, this is a past life. Now, the purpose of this whole session is to heal past life pain and old generational pain. So this felt like this was my mother, my earth mother, that had taken care of me when I was a child here on earth. So I'm sitting in this car, and I felt like I was sitting for a long time. And then there's a van across the street, a white van, and this person comes into the back seat, and the person was like, a black hat, a black, kind of like, that movie, what's that movie where they wear, a black, I think it's called Black Men, Men in Black, that's it. They're wearing a suit, a hat, a white shirt, and his face is rubbery, like, just it's just a very rubbery looking face. And now I'm taken to that van, okay? And that van, I'm waiting in that van now. And from that van, I am now taken with the Grays, little Grays, and I'm taken into a ship. And this ship looked like the Nazi ships, the bell shape. Remember, I said it felt like the 1950s and then I realized, oh yeah, well, that ship I think was more of a late 40s, 50s. And sorry if you hear a little bell. That's my dog with his ball. He's a little blind, so I got him a ball with a bell in it. So if you keep hearing it, that's him. Okay, so getting back on track with my session here that I had. I'm now taken into this ship with the Greys, and I'm on a table, and I don't have fear. They're very curious about me. I close my eyes so I can relive it. They're very curious about me. I'm laying on the table. They're going in my ear. They're pulling something from my ear. I'm assuming it's a chip. Okay. Um, and they got something out of my ear. It was, like I said, it's probably a chip. And then from that point, I am now we're now flying, and we're going to a mothership. It's huge. It is like a size of a city, and it's not just a ship. It has structure in the ship. It is like a whole city, and you've seen these ships in the movies, okay? I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of these movies, but so we're flying. We go to one of the ships, and it's still very horizontal viewing, and very, very short and narrow. And we go to the side of the ship, and we're in like a port. And I don't know, I felt like they're connecting tubes to the ship, and we're just waiting in this bells. I'm waiting, and they're in there with me, and we're just waiting for the next level up, I guess. And then my next vision is I am at a roundtable meeting. Oh, let me tell you this. So while we're in that little hangar area where they, we went around and we're connected, there are men in there, military type men, connecting the ship with tubes or vents or whatever. I don't know if it's to recharge energy, whatever it is. Anyways, then I'm almost like beamed up into this room, and I'm at a table, like a round table meeting with all these different types of extraterrestrials, you guys. The one to my left had a higher level of sorts. I don't know if it was a galactic council or who they were, but everybody else, they're getting information from me somehow, I think in a mental telepathy form, or they were reviewing that chip that was removed or whatever the case was. And from that portion, I was in there for a little bit. Remember, there's no time, so it's really hard to explain how long I was there. It just happened. But from that portion, I went on to, I think, a past life. I became, this is where it gets really kind of fun. I became a sprite. I know nothing about sprites. I know nothing about fairies. So after I went through this, I did a little bit of research. I became a little sprite. I could fly. So I'm like flying, and it felt natural, you guys. It felt like wasn't scared. I didn't have any fear. It just was. And it's green. It's green and beautiful. And I could fly. And I knew, oh shoot, you guys, I have to go back because I didn't share. I forgot about this. Good thing I have notes, okay? Let me go back before we go into sprites. I'm so sorry. At the round table meeting, it was an oval table. There was one bald man and two women with long brown hair. Okay, and the leader was definitely an extraterrestrial. And I drew a little picture of what the head looked like to me. It was a round and it had all these spikes on it, okay, like beams coming out. But it looked like spikes. And okay, they downloaded my life lessons to feel what I felt. And then I turned into the sprite. Okay, so I just wanted to share that little tidbit, okay, of information. So as a sprite, what I learned is that the food source is energy. We feed off of energy also. And how we reproduce is we touch fingers like this, like ET, and a light, and that's reproduction in this elemental world. So sprites are an elemental, and we charge off of crystals. Our crystals give us energy. Our food source are crystals, and the reflection of a clear quartz crystals gives energy, and they like amethyst too. Now the reflection beams into this crystal, and that's that energy source, the light from the crystal. And we are truly all one, and sprites are all one, and there's no individuality. They're all one. They're all a collective consciousness with that. And there's no loneliness, and we can have relationships. And, again, like I said, the reproduction is the touching of the finger, and the energy vibration creates a ball of light. And they are responsible to guide this ball of light energy into a soul. And this may be one of these questions of how we're created. Okay, and remember, this could be in a movie, I'm not sure, but this light source that is created, it could be what we have, maybe how we're created with our spirit. Okay. I said may. I'm not saying it is. Sprites, we hollow out the trees. And we hollow out the trees. The hollowing out the trees is where we kind of live in these little hollowed out spaces. And I had no idea about this. So I did look into sprites and hollowing out trees, and they said they hollow out the tree holes. Okay. And so, and we also hollow out acorns. Okay. And it's about how we learn about growth and energy of the trees and harmonizing. And we harmonize with the trees and the life forms and the energies, the cells, and the dimension of growth. There's harmonizing of balance and fertilizing. And what we do is I called it prayer, but I believe it's really a manifestation over the crystals and go interdimensional in a higher realm. So when I was a sprite, she asked me what did I see. So I did see I knew there was a green giant. These are just things that you are knowing. There was a green giant, yes, like the jolly green giant. And the sprites are a bit of enslaved in that giant's world because we collect the leaves and energy sources for the giants. So that is part of, I don't know much about that. And maybe if I ever do it again, I can get into that mode to see what we really do for the giants. I don't know if that giant is connected to the fallen angels or anything, but it was a green giant. And it's funny that Christian did mention about little green men. Well, this was not little, he was a giant. And so, and the sprites work for the giant by giving him leaves. Now, as we move forward with the hypnosis, she wanted me to see, she asked me, do you see anything else? Do you see any structures? And I did. I saw it looked like a church of sorts, but it was a school. And she told me to go over there to the school. And the school kind of reminded me of like Little House on the Prairie, kind of just out in the middle of nowhere. There was this white school, kind of looked like a church. And she said to go inside this. She wanted me to see what was going on there. And they were talking at such a high vibration. It sounded to me very squeaky. So again, this is just a knowing what was going on in this little school. These were kids that were scientists, and they're learning about science of the new Earth. Okay, so this was a school for the new Earther children, and they studied Earth science, and they studied microscopic cellular division, a composition of division, and they were breaking down the cellular stream formation of life forms. Okay, this is what I got from it. And the children were kind of like a hobbit-like. I couldn't see the faces. Again, the voices are very squeaky, and what I felt were they are. Remember, this is in a different realm, okay? And so they are the future. They are the future. They were the past, and they were the present scientists born in soul. Their souls were born into those levels, past, present, and the future. And in the past, some of these souls have already won like Nobel Peace Prizes here. And so, I mean, if they're probably not even aware that they were there. So, um, but they had won they were Nobel Prize winners, and they were, I think they're currently suppressed from this memory, or they went, their memory was wiped from the amnesia vortex. And so the souls are educated before they are put into the bodies and chipped, and they're holding just the cellular memory. Okay, and it makes perfect sense that, like I said in the very beginning of this video about cellular memory, okay? And so and they will know what to do as they age, along with the chips will help them be guided. Maybe those are the people that are asleep, and when they ascend to the 3D earth, that could be it. Now, I've heard this, that this 3D earth, some content providers also call it the vacation planet. Okay, there is a person who talks about it. Her name is Girl in the Universe, and she talks about, the split of the earth, that the lower vibe people are going to the vacation planet, and then we're going to a new Mother Gaia planet, as you all know. So that was my experience with quantum healing hypnosis. And as far as, did I physically feel that it helped me heal? At a quantum level, it probably did. In this level of living in an enslaved planet, I can't tell yet, but I can tell you, I cry a lot. And part of that crying is a release. And many of you, I'm sure, are crying. Now, when I was a child, my father could not handle me crying and being, I'm a very emotional person. So my father could not handle that. That was one thing he was like, it brought uncomfortable feelings to my dad when I was emotional. And I didn't have that component growing up of learning about my emotions and how to use it to benefit me. They didn't know how to cope and help give me tools to guide me with emotions. Emotions are very important with this. And it's very important to have them in control in a sense. Breathing through the nose is very important. Very deep breathing where you hold it in. It helps push the sacred oils in your sacrum to go up to your brain with that pineal gland to start triggering a piezoelectric effect. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this. Take notes, you guys. Write this down so you can learn about these people who try to teach us about our sacred oils, the Christed oils in our body, which help with our Christ consciousness. This is where we're going to talk about the religion, where religion, our bodies, and God come in. Okay? Religion, man-made. Put that aside. God and the Christed, Jesus was Jesus and became Christ, Christed. And within our bodies is the Christed oil, the Christed, crystalline Christed energy, which is opening the pineal gland. And as we have these deep breaths, and as we are activated, it creates a piezoelectric effect. Have I personally felt this? I have. And when we have these moments where our vibration is so high, you're like, whoa, that to me is one of those piezoelectric effects, and that's where that leveling up, I believe, happens. That's going to be for another video because this video is almost an hour long anyways. I truly hope that this is helped anybody. I hope it helps anybody, everybody. I know it takes a real open mind to hear this. And this is just one experience. Others have had so many experiences. Sarah writes about other people's experiences. A woman that has healed health issues because she went through quantum healing hypnosis. Her brain tumor went away and she retrieved information from Atlantis. And that's a very interesting story as well. So I will leave the links to a couple videos to help with your process. And thank you for taking the time and listening to this. You know, use that your own discernment. If we have, I mean, I know you feel like your discernment is compromised because it's so confusing, but don't worry about that too much. And don't worry about what other people think of you. You've already started to release the people in your lives for a reason. We're disconnected. You are vibrating at a higher level than those people. And this is why it's really hard for us to be connected to family or friends that are not activated like we are. But you are here for a reason. You are here to help them through this. And you have been sharing your truth in whatever way you are doing. Remember, we're all one. We're a collective consciousness. So whatever you are doing you're doing it right. Okay. And our light being, our souls are so powerful that when we become activated with this flash, you're going to be doing things that I'm getting chills. You had no idea what a superhuman you are. We are superhumans. We are those that are portrayed in these movies. Okay. Remember, Christian did say one of the most highly traded metal is palladium. How powerful is palladium? I don't have any education on palladium. Is it like a kryptonite? Is it something that, isn't kryptonite a powerful tool that I remember in Superman? Was it kryptonite that took away his energy? I can't remember if it was a gave power or not, but we are superhumans and we're going to go back to that place. And our superpowers, because we are so amazing. This is why they suppress us, because we are so amazing. Yeah, there's med beds, but we can heal ourselves. And that's what's going to happen when we ascend. The ascension, when the domes are released and the EMF comes in, we're healed. We're going to feel so good. And it's in that video. You guys watch that Christian's video. All right. Breathe, 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 you guys. We're there. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's so exciting. I love you. I love all you light workers. And we're getting there. It's very exciting times. Don't one bit of advice, don't live in the negativity. We don't absorb negativity. It's not us. It's not our business. What people think about you is none of your business. Say that to yourself. Everybody's opinion of you, not our business. It's not my business what you think of me. Okay? So I don't want to know what you think of me. I know what I think of me. I've done my healing. My energy is about me, not you. You work on you. You heal your genetic past. You have work to do. You have to start healing your past lives. You have to heal your ancestry past life. And you have to start forgiving yourself. You have to forgive yourself and release your past pain. This past pain serves no more purpose. This is why when my parents passed, I got to a point where I said to myself, I'm done. I'm done crying. I am done living in pain. I don't have to live like this. I don't have to live in misery. And that could be why so many people are passing. It's to release your past pain. Chills. We all know people are dying, even if they didn't get the jab. The souls are helping us here right now. They're all helping to release our past pain. Okay? That is my truth. That is what I feel. And doing this video, boom, it happens. Yes, that's the answer. You get answers as you talk through this. People are dying to help release your genetic pain. That's it. Because it forces you to go through what you've done in your memories to heal. So you said, sorry, I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I didn't, you feel the pain, you feel the regret, that how you should have done things. You go through that whole process with mourning. And it's because you are healing genetic cellular memory. All right, there's your answer, you guys. That's it. So keep healing. All right, it's really important to work on this stuff. I love each and every one of you. Even if you feel anything negative towards me, I still love you because it is about love. All right, have a fantastic weekend. Bye.